The South African hospitality industry proved resilient during the economic downturn of 2009. But as in any other industry, failure for some businesses is inevitable despite the good times wheeled in by the 2010 Soccer World Cup. Brett Dungan, CEO of Federated Hospitality South Africa, an organization that acts as representative of the hospitality industry between government, public and the private sector, says opening and running a restaurant is a challenging course.
The specifics of opening a restaurant are obviously location, what you're trying to do. But I think people lose sight of the fact that a restaurant is multifaceted. It has to deal with HR, it has to deal with advertising, it has to deal with stock management, and then obviously the presentation and delivery. So yes, we see some restaurants very successful and have been so for very many years through any kind of economy. And then we see those restaurants that come and go, and that's always the difficult one for us to watch as an industry.
Cindy DeChavez knows all about challenges of running a restaurant. She had to close down Yellowfin, a business she says closed down because of location.
Yellowfin was a beautiful venue in Braamfontein. It was absolutely gorgeous, but it had 12 parking bays. And it was Braamfontein. Although Braamfontein is like the Sandton of the CBD, it's still very difficult to get people down there at night. Even irrelevant of how great the event is, or you know, the greatest DJ, or whatever your draw card is, it's still difficult for people to get in their car and come downtown. Although it is changing. Finally, yes, because town is beautiful.
For a restaurant business to fail, there's normally more than one factor.
A restaurant is a personality. It needs to have the owner-manager on site all the time. To have managers in place makes it very difficult, and things generally go wrong in the stock counts. The control of thefts through the businesses, that's a very big issue. And then obviously the pricing and making sure that you've got people walking through the door all the time. You need to advertise, you need to be out in the market.
There's quite a lot of factors. It's firstly, your team has to be strong. Your team has to be strong and have to be reliable on each other to actually support whenever there is like damage control done, at least somebody's got your back kind of thing. And that comes from actually, you know, being together for 14 hours and managing that every single day and being happy to be together. Location is extremely important, and factors in location alone could relate to things like parking, to safety at night, to, you know, ambience of the actual area itself, never mind the actual building, physical building itself. And good management, and also not to actually invest too much, because you've got to actually understand, if you invest 4 million rand in a big development, it's coming back to you in plates of food, which is 20 rand, 20 rand, 20 rand, 20 rand. So you've got to be so careful with your spending.
The hospitality industry is doing well after the recession when compared to other industries. The restaurant business in particular is hard enough without having to deal with lack of finance, theft and competition. While these factors stand, some restaurateurs are thriving, while others are hardly surviving. We're here visiting one of the fortunate businesses to find out what makes this business stand out from the rest.
Michelle Morant says in this business, one has to make the best of every situation.
During the recession, what could have been the biggest mistake of certain restaurants is to sit and wait for business. You know, you have to be proactive, you have to go out to get the business.
And competition is the order of the day.
And in industry, you can't be the only one. Then you don't want to try to say, no, we are the only one. You want to work with your competition. You want to actually, more competition there is, better it is, because actually it keeps your vision, and also it brings more people in there to dine out.
You have to know your competitors, and you have to know why they're succeeding, and follow a recipe that could be the opposite of that. Because you can actually never follow up on another place. You know what I mean? People have their funky burger place, their great Italian place. And if I come into that area and open up an Italian restaurant, I've just doubled my workload, you know, and I've actually set myself up for failure, because the bolognese there is so much better. You know, and I'm actually not good at bolognese, but you know, this Italian restaurant is a success, so I'm sure I'm gonna be. That's the, keep a close eye on your competitors and support what they're doing, and actually find a new niche market to be the opposite of them.
Defining your business from the word go can go a long way.
And from day one, Auberge Michel was a vision of fine dining, a specific niche market. And that's what's been achieved over the last 6 years now. I haven't really worried about what other people are thinking, how they're doing things.
The failure of Cindy's restaurant did not derail her. It led to a bold new venture, the events business. It's clear that a lot of hard work goes into your favorite meal at a restaurant. And for these business people, running a restaurant can only be done when your whole heart is in it.